All right, so that's all. All right. So, hi, this is Trevor Perry with FrescheThinking again, and today I have Steve Bradshaw with me. We're at the Common Denmark conference in Køge.
Well said.
Thank you.
I'm not going to correct you, even if you were wrong.
It's spelt K with an O and a slash and a G-E, but you don't say all of those letters, so it's quite fun. So there's about 80 roughly people here, and they're mostly IBMI people, and Steve is going to moderate some sessions and present some as well, correct?
Absolutely right,
correct.
Yeah, just finished one. Yeah.
Oh, what'd you do?
So this morning was all about the new PDI interface and Navigator for I in general.
Oh, cool.
Trying to get people away from the old tools and embracing the new tools to manage IBMI.
So that's a software tool. Is that mostly what you do, software stuff?
So I manage everything from the ground that the server sits on up to the application layer. So I'll sit anywhere between that, from a systems management, from a design, from an implementation, from a health. But I don't touch applications. You know, that's when you get application specialists.
Cool. So what's your favorite part of all of that?
For me, actually, the one thing I get a huge buzz out of is fixing anything. It doesn't matter what was wrong, right? Just turning off that amber light. Just having something that worked now that didn't work before. So I get a buzz out of just making things work.
Cool. So you're in the UK.
Yes.
What are the trends in UK in, let's say, modernization for IBMI companies? Do you see a huge push right now for that?
I do, and here's the interesting part. There are literally two schools. There are people who are sprinting and people who are going backwards. Now, I'm glad to say there was more people sprinting forwards in the last 12 months than I've ever seen before.
Cool.
And it's not just with the traditional ones, with all the greatest respect in the world for your tool. Does work, folks.
Not mine, but fresh tools.
Sorry, okay, fair enough. I was going to do my BBC disclaimer then. Other tools are available. Good British boy. But the new open source ones, that's where you see people getting truly excited because they've got foot in the door. Let's try it out at the right price and get management interested.
So are they diving in deep, or that's mine, by the way?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Guys who didn't know, I picked the wrong coffee.
We're drinking coffee. Yeah. So are they diving in deep, or are they just experimenting? I mean, one of the things we encourage customers to do and IBMI people to do is what we call skunk work. So where you have permission to fail. So maybe I want to solve a problem and I want to do 4 things and 3 can fail. I only need one to work. Are you finding that as a common thing?
So I'll say yes and then phrase it in a different way.
Okay.
So skunk works, whether it's permission to fail or not, what they're doing is they're going on quick wins. So they're not high priority, but they're high value.
Cool.
Typical and most common example is dashboarding key indicators.
Sure.
So they've got management who just want to know, let's say it's about the number of items coming off a production line or the daily sales for today. And they don't want to look at it in a graph and they don't want to give it to them in a spreadsheet. So instead, they just want it made available either on a screen, either on a website, or sent to their phone app. And there are tools that are doing that for free now that you can plug in.
So what about things like data entry, which is a huge ROI, getting rid of data entry? Do you see that?
So I don't see so much in the way of modernizing the interface there. I think that's been done.
Okay.
What I do see now is bypassing manual input. There's a huge amount of, I want server A to talk to server B automatically. So we're seeing a lot of people writing web services for the first time on I to consume or to give data in and out of the machine in real time.
So from your opinion, is IBMI stable? Is it growing any, or is it still on the major decline that we keep hearing about?
Oh, you mean that it's going to die ever since 1989, the year after it was launched, it was dead?
Yes.
So here's what I can tell you, right? Forget what, IBM will always give you their version of the figures. I can tell you that I am selling more machines now than I sold last year, which was more than the year before, which was more than the year before. I find it hard to keep up with the work that's going on. There's a huge community of people out there investing in their box. Now, are there enough new people to the platform? No. And if you find me 1,000 new people, that's still not enough new people to the platform. There are new workloads coming in all the time, but they're not green on black. You know, they are new workloads that you wouldn't even realize are running on I.
And so one of the things about, one of my favorite stories about IBMI PHP was a girl who worked on a project for 3 months, and she came and said, well, show me the server. So they took her to the room and there was a power server, and she said, never seen one of them before. It just didn't matter. She was a PHP programmer working on IBMI. Is there an opportunity for us to bring people like that in, or do we need them to have pre-built IBMI skills?
No, that's the whole point. It's the most open platform I know, right? So you just connect to it. If you're a person who likes Python, then write in Python. If you're a person who likes to write in Ruby, write in Ruby. I am not a developer. I like to write in RPG2. That's why they don't let me write code anymore. But I could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
It'd be insane.
Yeah.
So all of those languages exist, whether you're a PHP guy, whether you're a Python guy, and God, there's loads of others that I don't even understand.
Cool. Cool. So, how long are you going to be in this before you retire?
Literally feet first out the door.
Cool. That's the way you should go, right?
Absolutely love it. But let me tell you a story, but the best one ever.
Okay.
So I'm also, one of my other hats, I am on the SEAC. It's a Common Europe Advisory Council.
Yep.
So we meet with IBM 12 times a year, twice in person, 10 times by video conference, and we help shape the feedback for what they want in future versions of the OS. We tell them what the end users tell us they want. Okay, so we have one of these meetings in Warsaw.
Yep.
Okay, it was at the Common Europe event earlier
Sure,
this year.
sure.
And a guy who I've known for years, just always been Rafa to me. And Rafa, I hope you're watching this. So I said, okay, come to my office afterwards, and we'll have the SEAC meeting there. So we go, and it's the Polish Stock Exchange.
Oh, cool. That's his office.
That's his office. He is Mr. IT for them, and I'm probably getting that wrong, Rafa, sorry. But what I learned from there is that 2% of all transactions in Europe go through that exchange. Guess what it runs on?
IBM I, on
Absolutely
power.
right.
Cool.
And I said to him, 2% of all European trades are going through there. And I said, how do you sleep at night? He smiled at me and went, it runs on I. Awesome.
All right, let me take that story back to the US Stock Exchange and we'll change the world.
There we go.
All right,
Good
thanks,
to see you,
Steve.
Trevor.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.